So you should know going in that writing an economics thesis, either a master's thesis or an undergraduate thesis, is a difficult job. And it's difficult, of course, because you have to know the economics and you have to apply the economics. But where it is really difficult is not actually that. Where students run into trouble typically is not so much on the economic side, but with other things. Let's talk about it. You're working for months and months on this thing, and even those people around you, they've got their own thing, right? And they don't know how lost you are. Everyone here will be lost. It is part of the deal. If we knew what we were doing, we wouldn't call it research. Right? You will feel lost. You will. So, how to deal with that? One, know that it's coming. You will feel lost. You will feel despair about your thesis. You will. We all have. You will too. You just have to, some people can keep going through that and some people can't. I'm the curl up in a little ball and cry kind of guy, but eventually you have to get out of bed and do the thing. If you can eventually get out of bed and do the thing, you'll be okay. But you will feel this. Plan on this. This is happening. Okay. Now, luckily it's not a 5-year project and you'll find out, you'll hate that part of it. You will. But you'll find out whether overall you like the package, because there's very nice things about research too. But be aware you will get depressed. You will get lonely. You will feel like you've wasted the 4 months. And what the hell's going to happen to you now? You will. Okay? But it'll be okay. Right. And yeah, so look after yourself in that sense, right? Like at the moment it's classes, right? But as we go into the summer, make sure you're still socializing. Make sure you're taking a day off each week. Make sure you're working, consistently. If you're not working consistently, you're doomed too. But if you're working consistently, make sure you take some time off. Spend some time with non-economists. When you're spending time with economists, it's very tempting to bitch about us because God knows we deserve it. But it doesn't help you. It just makes you depressed, right? So keep it positive when you're at least constructive when you're with economists, because it is 80% mental health game. Like if you can keep positive and keep working, it will be great. But if you can't, that's where you get lost. So look out for each other, look out for yourself, and talk to us. Like we have been there. So not that we have much to say to help. Well, yeah, go curl in a ball, cry. But it is almost universal. I say almost. Yeah, Kareem Abeddir managed to not do it. But other than that, other than really, really outliers, everybody has this lost feeling at some point. Usually like 2/3 of the way through, you can plan. So, figure July, you're going to feel really lost. Right? Just put it in your calendar. Go back to your calendar and say, oh yeah, that was planned. In August, you'll have a great dissertation, and that'll be great. Okay. One thing I will say is that writing a thesis is hard, and it's not hard because of the economics. Right? The economics is hard, right? You got to learn the stuff, but that's not what makes it hard. What makes it hard is a few things. First of all, you're being asked to do contradictory things. Right? You are being asked to think for yourself, which you absolutely positively have to do. You're also being asked to follow advice, which you absolutely have to do. And you have to make both of those work together. And God help you how you're going to do it. But it's very easy. There was a computer game like 15 years ago or something called The Path. And you're Little Red Riding Hood, and your grandmother says, stay on the path. And you walk your little character, and you go for half an hour, and you stay on the path, and then it comes up and says you lose. You can follow every piece of advice, and it can be very good advice, it can be very sensible advice, it can be very clever advice, and lose. Okay? Because you didn't think for yourself. Your job is to think like an economist. That means you have to think, which is hard, right? It's TV, it's the golden age. It's very hard to go and it's stressful because most of your thoughts are dumb, just like most of our thoughts are dumb. But you still have to think them. You have to run them by your advisor. Advisor's going to shoot them down, shoot them down, shoot them down. You still have to keep coming. You have to modify them. You have to be thinking for yourself. You have to maintain this relationship with the advisor where you keep bringing this stuff up. It's difficult. Be aware that it's contradictory, and it is stressful, right? Because the easy thing is to follow the path or to watch TV, but to follow the path. But at the same time, if you're just following the path, you turn off your brain, and if you turn off your brain, you lose.